All right, so this was several hour meetings we had over 3 days. We got to enjoy some beautiful temperatures from our 20-degree temperatures here in Idaho. But so our first meeting we had was with Michael Neiman and Jeff Hill. And let's bright my face. It's a little better. Anyway, so I'm just going to cover some things that happened after we talked to Jeff Hill, Michael Neiman, a guy named Mark Washington, who's the COO, new COO, Chief Operating Officer, and we did some tours. We met other managers that we're not even going to bother bringing up at this moment, but that were just heads of divisions, and we met a lot of people. It's pretty cool. So I'll just give you some numbers that aren't really important to the topic. So the main topic tonight is the Amazon issue and the 3Pay and what's going on with coach relations. Are you on, Angie, now? I can't hear you.
I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good. No echoes. So just some numbers to give you guys that just kind of came out between talking to Carl and all these guys and everything. So right now, and you guys might want to take some copious notes because there's a lot of material and you can pass it on to your teams and stuff too. There's, turn this thing off. That's better. 236,000 coaches right now. 65% are active at any given time. And here I'm just throwing numbers out that we heard from different people and Carl and everything. 4 years ago, we had 16,000 coaches, and now we're at 236,000. We are officially in momentum. If you don't know what momentum is, it's actually a thing that can happen to network marketing companies, and it's a good thing. It also causes problems like we're experiencing. What happens is just exponential growth, and a lot of companies actually can fold from it because the companies they do this. I did this on a chart the other day, but for another call we did. But essentially, what momentum is if a company does it right, there you go. They're going to start here, and then they're going to kind of start going like this, and then right about here, a company can just skyrocket, or most companies just sit there and flutter around and do this. We've actually hit this thing now, and we're doing this. And what it does is it creates a massive buzz in the industry, the profession, if you will, and stuff like that. And it also can create problems, which we're all experiencing with coach relations and things like that. So it's a really good thing. It's the dream thing when you're with a company that you want to be with, that they're in that phase. We're also fortunate that we're backed by Beachbody, that is a billion-dollar corporation. So I'm sure you guys heard that Beachbody did $1 billion last year, which they broke the billion-dollar mark, which is very impressive. And here's the cool thing. So this is where we got a little bit of a foothold holding on. For the first time ever last year, the network, meaning the coach network, was responsible for 57% of that income. Meaning we beat out Beachbody, the infomercial division, for the first time. So we started this division in in March, basically January of 2007, and now 8 years later, we're literally right at 8 years later, we just beat Beachbody, the infomercial division. So we also grew the coach network. Now here, this is massive. Most companies like to get 2, 3, 5% growth every year. 67% we grew last year. That is off the charts, and that's why that little momentum spike is that you're hearing about. So we're in a massive just skyrocket right now. So that's a good thing for all of us that are here right now. Everybody we talked to said this is the real beginning, because we're really at this amazing phase right now where we're just seeing this massive growth. First time Team Beachbody surpassed Beachbody in revenue generated. I just said that. Team Beachbody. All Carl, Jeff and them, they all said that our division, meaning the coach network, they're counting on, you may have heard this before, but they're counting on our Team Beachbody to be the long-term growth for Beachbody, the main company. Because basically the infomercials, as they said, they kind of said this is what infomercials do. They kind of do this, and then, because they're hit and miss, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, 21 Day Fix was a massive success, but it's other ones that they're not successful, and so then that's when the business goes like this. We're doing this. So we're always steady, we're always consistent. So we're going to be, or we are, the long term for the whole company. This one's kind of important. You may have heard it, but Shakeology now makes up 70% of all sales. So that's pretty significant as we get into this whole Amazon kind of thing that we're talking about. And then what was mentioned too, and it's not important, you know, as we were talking about getting into the Amazon and 3Pay issue, they said really one of the bigger issues is coach poaching. And that's coaches poaching other customers and stealing coaches and things like that. And, you know, hey, come over to my team and stuff like that. And they said really they hear more of that than they do about what we're talking about. But anyway, just a little side note. A summit thing, they're making room for, they're counting on now 20 to 25,000 coaches. So they're actually going to, and they didn't get into the specifics of how they're going to do it, but they're going to be opening that up somehow to accommodate up to 25,000 potentially coaches. So they're expecting now 20, 22 was kind of the number that was thrown out. So that's not, you know, how they're going to do it all. They didn't get into specifics, like I said. So, but it's not going to be cut at 15. So, you know, that's a good thing. We had lunch with Jemima, and she told us that there are plenty of room blocks available, blocked under Beachbody's name. So people that you might be saying, because we hear it too, is everyone's going, there's no rooms left, we don't know what to do, and blah, blah, blah. They said there's no lack of rooms. And so maybe some of these hotels, people are calling and just saying, hey, I want to get a room, but maybe they're not mentioning the Beachbody room block or something. I don't know. So that was just a casual lunch we had with Jemima, and it really wasn't kind of like, you know, drilling or anything like that. Anyway, so that was just some kind of side note stuff, you know, housekeeping stuff that came up. I don't know if you have anything you want to add, Angie.
Not on that part, just what's coming up.
Okay, so we'll start with Amazon, the Amazon deal and why. So first of all, we got into discussions and pleasantries and stuff like that, and then Michael and Jeff, they kind of said they side with what our point is on this whole Amazon issue, but as we get into what the real reason is because of, they said it's a double-edged sword, what you're going to hear as we go through this. The main reason for it, and some of you may have heard it, Beachbody has, as you may imagine, a huge issue with pirating of their programs. And this can be from people copying and duplicating the programs to BitTorrent sites and stuff like that. They said they lose about 50% in revenue to pirating. And they're always trying to, you know, basically stop it and everything like that. So one of the biggest proliferators of this were Amazon stores. So you can go to Amazon and you can, number one, you can become an affiliate, or you can actually get an Amazon store, and then you can go and pull your products and services in there and then market them through Amazon's shipping and all the stuff that they do, or however they do their delivery, if it's electronic and stuff like that. The main thing, because we couldn't get into real specifics, we spent 2 hours with Michael and Jeff the first day, and they said it's just an extremely complex and tricky relationship is what they said, and they couldn't get into all the real specifics about it. So here's the main thing. So they said Amazon has this thing, and you guys can write this down, and it's called gating. Gating. Not dating, but gating. Even though it's like they're dating each other here. But so all these pirates were, and this is just what we're getting, and we got this from Carl too, so we're just passing on what we got. Gating was a way for Beachbody to come in and say, we will give you, Amazon, the exclusivity of all our products and services, short of Shakeology, at least the ones that they want to sell through Amazon, and they will give them whatever their pricing is, you know, probably some pretty low margins and things like that, so that Amazon can jack up the prices and stuff like that. And for that, you, Amazon, agree that you will not let anybody else open up an Amazon store or sell any Beachbody product except for through Amazon. So Beachbody basically just ships boatloads of their products to Amazon, and then Amazon does the shipping. So the shipping's not being done by Beachbody. The shipping's being done by Amazon, which is why there's that. You may have had people losing to their Prime. Well, I'm a Prime member, so I get on probably 90% of the products I order through Amazon, I get. Do you want to meet you, Brett? So through, I get. We get free shipping, free 2-day shipping on probably 90%. If any of you guys are Amazon people, then you know that. So Beachbody ships all their stuff there, and then Amazon has that to-pay thing, or the Prime thing where people get that. So the whole thing boils down to one thing. So they've basically, for Beachbody to go, we're losing a boatload of information. This is not going to stop the BitTorrent sites and eBay stuff, because those are coaches that have quit and got products. So that stuff's going to be there, and they police it as much as they can. But Amazon, they've got this relationship, and all they said was it was tricky, but they did it, and now Beachbody is essentially the exclusive salesperson through Amazon. And that's this gating thing, and that was taught to us by Carl, by Michael, by Mark, who we're going to talk about here in a little bit. They said this really helps slow down the pirating of their products. There's still going to be the BitTorrent sites and other sites. We confirmed this with Carl when we spoke with him actually yesterday. We spoke with him the last day. We got a short meeting with him. So here's the other thing. There's some on the wall and some other places there's some discrepancy, and this is a little bit of a rub too. Beachbody does not get the lists from Amazon. So if somebody buys a product off Amazon, QVC, Home Shopping Network, they don't get those lists. They're protected by those companies. And so when, and I'll get into that a little bit because I kind of had a little bit of a dig, if you will, on that, because that means those people aren't getting a coach, which is what the core philosophy of our company is all about. So I brought that up to Carl, John, and to Carl and Michael and Jeff. So we have a new coach. We signed up, and part of what started this for us, we knew this has always been going on, but kind of the cat or the thing that really got it for us is we brought in a new coach last month. We put her and her husband through our Go Emerald training. She did everything she said. She lost her first 3 sales, 1, 2, and 3 right in a row, 2 to Beachbody, and 3 pay, and 1 to Amazon. 2 to Amazon, 1 to Beachbody, I think it was. So that's what got us kind of fired up. Going, wow, this is like a brand new coach. She did everything we told her to do in our Go Emerald training, got her sales ready set up and everything, and then bam, she just got sucker punched with all first 3 sales and lost all of them. One was the 2 pay because they wanted the product by New Year's Eve, and with Beachbody it was going to take longer, and the other one was because there's, I don't know if any of you knew, and you can like thumbs up, shake your heads or whatever, but we'll get into this too, but Amazon has what's called Deal of the Day, and Beachbody, P90X, and actually Ted and I were going through this. He's the one that we went back and forth on this. They had it for, what was it, like Ted, 43, 46 bucks, right? It's 46, something like that, on Amazon, and that's when I went and I posted on the 5-star wall, and I go, what the hell's with this, guys, in a much nicer way, but, and then all of a sudden the thread was going down, all of a sudden some coach came up and goes, well, it's for $46 in your Coach Online office too. Well, nobody told us that. So that conversation happened with Michael, and we go, Michael, so we didn't know that about this deal of the day, and she lost a sale to this $46 price point when she could have told this person, if she had known about it, that price point was available for her as well, but Beachbody didn't put it out, and so that's when Michael said they have this kind of communications team, and the communications team dropped the ball. And so he put that down as a note as something they got to get way better at, obviously. So that's called the deal of the day, and they're supposed to be matching. So if they said they get a call from Amazon, and Amazon goes, hey, we're doing a deal of the day today, and we want to put whatever program or service up at this price, they're supposed to have been, Beachbody's supposed to let us know about that so that we can match it. So Michael, as you said, he went, oh shit, when he saw me post that on the 5-star wall, because all of a sudden he's like, yeah, we didn't communicate that to the field. So that's something that came up and they're going to work better at. That's page 1 of 6. I asked Beachbody, I think, so what you're telling me then is if you tell Beachbody, we don't want to do this Amazon relationship anymore, then all these pirated people are going to come back and start selling Beachbody products on Amazon. Carl and Michael and Jeff said, yes, that's what will happen. So they're going to keep the relationship going, and we'll give you some good reasons why that it's not as bad. And I don't know, Angie, do you want anything to comment on just the Amazon part of it before we get into the Beachbody 3Pay?
No, I think you covered it very well.
All right. Just chime in anytime you want, because you're
okay.
there if I miss something.
Okay.
Beachbody 3Pay. That's, for those of you who don't know, I guess everybody probably does, but Beachbody has a 3Pay that customers can do. Here again, our new coach lost a sale to the 3Pay because her friend simply didn't have the finances to plunk down the whole $119 plus shipping. So they went with the 3Pay, and that was a close friend of theirs. Anyway, they said it's a big revenue generator. And I said, yeah, we know, because we're losing so many coaches to it, or customers to it. They said that right now, because of, and I'm going to get into it, we'll get into it when we talked about Mark, who's their CEO that we met, they can't offer the 3Pay currently with our current coach online office. They said it's just a disaster. It's two systems. And for those of you that don't know, when Beachbody started, they have a system called By Design, which is a CAN network marketing program. Beachbody uses this thing called Concentris, and the two, since day one, they just don't like each other and they don't talk. They're like really bad brothers and sisters, or maybe cousins and stuff like that. I don't know. But they don't like each other.
Redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. They don't like each other. They haven't for the whole last 8 years. And long story short is, and we'll get into this thing called Wave 1 that's coming from the CEO, but I'm just touching on it. So the bottom line is a 3Pay it's an income generator for them, but they can't get it to us yet. They will, but there's also a lot of complexities with it too. A lot of fraud happens with it, meaning that on the Beachbody side, it's got a downside to it that they're still looking at. It may not, it could drop off. They don't know until they keep running these numbers, but the downside is that people buy a Beachbody product on 3Pay, but they don't pay month 2 or month 3, and they're keeping the product. So they said they're creating a lot of bad debt on top of it. But right now, the positives are outweighing the negatives. So for now, because they can't, it's an income generator for Beachbody, even though it's potentially hurting the coaches, which we'll get into why Carl doesn't think so. People are keeping the workouts, and then they're having to chase them down, but they're not giving them back. So that's the negative side of that 3Pay system. The other thing they said is they're still trying to figure out how can we pay out a commission to a coach when we can't pay it up front if they're on 3Pay, and then there's a tracking issue or something they have with the software right now that they currently run with By Design, that they can't track the software, and somebody returns the product, and this month they get it, what month they give them a commission, then they return it. And so it sounds like they made it sound like it's just kind of a very complex mess that they're trying to deal with, but it's still an income generator for the company.
But on the flip side, Carl did say that when that customer does the 3Pay, let's say for P90X, they try really hard to upsell them to get a Team Beachbody free coach. He said that's worked into their scripts, and so at that point, that Beachbody customer has the option to opt in or opt out of the coaching program.
And I actually have, and I've heard their script is about, they said the average time on a call of a new customer is 22 minutes because they're trying to pitch them on so many different things, upsells and stuff like that. So that's one of the positives, like Angie just mentioned, that they try to do. Plus, it's also on the, if you've seen any of the new programs like P90 or anything like that, they pitch the coach, the benefits of getting a coach, which granted, it's a Band-Aid on something that, is hurting some coaches potentially. But here again, we'll get into what Carl's belief and philosophy is about this whole thing. So I took all your guys' stuff. A lot of you guys sent us numerous. I probably had 50 different scenarios that coaches sent me of like, here's how my scenario went down. Here's how I lost my best friend, my mom to a sale, blah, blah, blah. So you can ask Angie. I sat there and I don't have the document with me, but I sat there and I read for, I don't know, 5-7 minutes or so. Just sat there and they sat there and listened to me read these, stories of people going, I lost my mom to this and I lost my best friend to this one and blah, blah, blah. So they sat there and let me go. I couldn't do everybody's because, like I said, we had quite a good input from you guys. So they agreed that's the negative side of it, right? So we all know that, but here again, we'll get into what Carl believes is the positive side of this. I also brought up something because, as you know, our network was founded on the fact that Beachbody customers are helping Beachbody customers. So that's how this whole business model was founded, was that, Beachbody discovered 10 years ago or whatever that their customers were helping their customers were staying on the programs longer, getting additional programs, buying supplements and whatnot. And so they went and go, okay, wow, this will turn this into a business model. And as you guys all know too, you hear Carl all the time talking about the benefits of getting a coach and how that's so vitally important. So I go, well, Carl, and also to Jeff and Michael, I go, if that's so important, then all these Amazon QVC and HSN people, they're not getting a coach. And he goes, yep, that's the rub. He goes, that's the rub to keep this piracy thing out of the way. He says right now, at least for now. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's from the man and also from the Michael and Carl, whether we like it or not. That's just the way it is. So, but here again, like I said, there is a little bit of a positive on this. So Beachbody, like Angie said, they're placing their solution to this point is to place ads on the DVD. So if you buy any new Beachbody program, you're going to see the ad saying, hey, it's really important you get a coach. And then granted that customer is not going to go directly to the coach that lost it, but it's just going to go into the lead wheel and somebody's going to get a coach. So those people will eventually get a coach. Mm-hmm. And eventually that coach that lost the customer, once they become Emerald, they'll eventually get a coach. But don't forget,
is if that coach, like I told Jackie, and I'm sure as leaders, you guys already are doing this, you're really encouraging your coaches, and Jackie did this, which I was really so proud of her. She made sure all 3 of those customers were linked to her as a free member. And I'm sure you guys are already doing all that with your coaches, so that, let's say, so Jackie might have lost one of her sales to the Beachbody 3Pay, but now they're linked to her, and we talked, and she's going to make sure she communicates with them, helps them with their workouts, so when they're ready to buy Shakeology, she's their girl, and she'll get the sale. And I think that's going to be one of the most powerful things we can do for our new coaches, is making sure that any customer that they lose to Amazon or QVC or whatever, that they go, hey, no problem, I'm still going to help you. Sign up as a free member for this membership area, and I'll be able to send you some neat information, keep you plugged into some, great articles, and then they're linked to you, and then you can kind of stay, teach ourselves and our coaches to really stay in touch with those people that we maybe have lost, so that doesn't happen, just as long as they don't switch their email address.
Right. Let's see. So that was kind of it for that. Then we got into some solutions that maybe we could offer to Beachbody that would actually they might be able to use that could help this problem with this. So Mike Ryan came up with, suggested they have if a club member has a Beachbody program, then they get if they're a club member, they get 2 free day shipping, almost like Amazon Prime. So Mike Ryan said, hey, then let's compete with Amazon, and if you're a club member, like if you're a Prime member, then you get 2 free day, or you get free shipping, and kind of like that. So we gave that to Michael and Jeff, and it was possible. Somebody suggested to get rid of the 10 or 15 star bonuses and create other incentive programs. We give that to them. I don't think that'll go anywhere. So here's what I gave them. Amazon, if you don't know, has a
ready? It might be Ray, because I think Ray just hopped on.
I already muted him.
Okay. Sorry, Ray.
So I suggested, how many of you guys, that are here, raise the hands, know that Amazon or Beachbody has an affiliate program that pays 10% if you just want to sign up for Commission Junction? One guy? So Amazon or Beachbody they've had it. We tried to fight it when it first came out. This happened 6 years ago. So you can go to Commission Junction right now, and Commission Junction affiliates are people that sign up and they can go sell stuff for other people, other companies and businesses and stuff like that, that sign up for Commission Junction and these other sites, and then they can get paid a commission if they go market it online. I used to do that. Brad Gabala, if you know him, that's how he kind of found Beachbody. He was an affiliate marketer. So you could, so Beachbody set up an affiliate program that I can sign up, which I'm actually an affiliate. And it pays 10%. Obviously, we get 25%, but that's all they can do is retail. They can't get sign-up coaches and do all the other stuff. They don't get Shakeology challenge packs or anything like that. Anyway, so that was my first approach when our coach, Jackie and Cody, lost their sale. I go, well, this is a Band-Aid approach. Go sign up as an Amazon affiliate. And then, because what we're finding with all the information we got from everybody is that these people that are losing people, they have that conversation with them, but they actually say they actually still kind of lose them, even though they've had the conversation. But if they know they're an Amazon affiliate, because they just basically say, look, I appreciate that, all the work you've done with me and blah, 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 but I'm going to go to Amazon because they got 2-day shipping. And then at that point, Jackie, if she had been an Amazon affiliate, she might not get 25%. She can at least say, you know what, I can get you that too. Well, here's my Amazon affiliate link for 10%. But she's not going to tell them. She's not going to tell them 10%. Here's my Amazon affiliate link. Do I got to mute? So I told her to become an Amazon affiliate, get 10%. Then twice, so I'm just going to talk. You guys hearing me double? Echo? I am echoing. Angie, why don't you talk?
Yeah, you're echoing. I don't know why all of a sudden.
I didn't know either. Well, why don't you continue on with the list?
Blake.
Okay.
You're echoing. Oh, no, you shouldn't be echoing now because someone had their line unmuted. So try it now.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, all better.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karen. You rock.
I thought I muted him. Okay, I can keep blabbing. Cool. Anyway, so that's a temporary current solution you can do right now is have somebody sign up as an Amazon affiliate, and they can get 10%, and they can offer Amazon Prime. They can take Amazon gift cards, because that was the other issue that comes up, is people are losing sales because somebody has an Amazon gift card. Our solution to Michael was, Michael, why don't you go set up a 25% Amazon, since the Amazon thing's not going away. It ain't going away. In Carl's eyes, it's not going away. It just will not go away, right? So it's going to happen. So if that's the deal, from coming Carl on down, I said, then why don't you set up a affiliate program for coaches only on Amazon that pays 25%. Then we can at least compete with Amazon and Beachbody on the Amazon issue and still be able to offer 2-day shipping, then be able to pull that customer in and put them in as a club member. They actually like that idea, and they're going to see if they can make that happen. But it's run by an affiliate team that they have to present it to. And I'll be honest with you, Michael sat there and told me all the reasons, told us both why they don't like the whole affiliate program, which we tried to fight 6 years ago and lost. But right now, that's on the table. We'll let you know what Michael and Jeff do with that. But that was one they go, okay, we might be able to do something with that. I suggested a 2-pay challenge pack, or we did. And this is just here again, an idea. So challenge pack right now, they get a heavy discount, and then they have to, they buy their challenge pack, and it's whatever, 100 and some odd or 200 and some odd dollars. I said, okay, what if you guys set up a 2-pay challenge pack? Now, it's not as good as 3-pay because, especially because you can't do 3-pay on Shakeology or through the network. But what if you set up a 2-pay challenge pack, meaning that they buy, whatever the program is in Shakeology. First month, they get delivered the workout. Second month, they get delivered Shakeology starts on Home Direct, but that's with the discount. So they're going to pay, and this is total Band-Aid approach, just trying to get something that we can have on our end that'll help with this payment issue. So somebody doesn't have to come up with $200 and some odd for a challenge pack up front. They pay for the full price of the or the workout. So let's say it's P90X. They pay $119 the first month. They still get this whatever $50, $70 discount, whatever it is on whatever package. So they pay the $119 for the workout goes the first month, starting the first of the second month or whenever their 30 days later is. Then they get Shakeology at like $40 or $50 because they pay at the heavily discounted price on that. And so now they've gotten a challenge pack over a 2-month period, Band-Aid approach, but at least they got that because a lot of people are, they're payment sensitive. But now they're going to get the heavy discount comes the second month when they can get Shakeology for whatever that discount that they get. The only difference is, you're going to have a little extra shipping charge because you're going to have 2 shipping charges in there. So there might be, but Shakeology is $2, big deal. Maybe they can do that with the workouts too. Anyway, they were a little bit interested, but they had some issues with it. But here again, that's not the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing is maybe if we can get that Amazon 25% affiliate program. And I don't know if you have anything else on that one, Ange.
No. Mm-mm.
And then lastly, on what we can offer as solutions, there was somebody on the wall that said, it was Mike Ryan said, get more as people become emeralds, because they're the ones kind of, the new coaches and emeralds, and so the ones, they're hurting a little bit more, find a way to get more leads to the emeralds as they're starting out, because they're maybe losing, some of these sales. So is there a way to kind of filter leads through a different lead wheel or something? Somebody else said, I think also give them to diamonds, So anyway, I don't know if either one of those probably won't go anywhere. All right, so we're going to try and still blow through this. So I know I don't want to get you guys on it, and then you guys can ask your questions. For those of you who came on late, we'll open up for Q&A after we're done here. So this whole thing turned into, here's the benefits of Beachbody versus Visalis and Herbalife and all these other companies. So they sat there and they said, everywhere they go, because we're just doing this right now, and all these other companies are struggling, and they were down at Video Plus down in Texas. Video Plus is a company that makes DVDs. They're called dual DVDs. They have CD on one side, DVD in the other. They were down there, and they go, look, people are coming to us and go, what are you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, what's Beachbody doing? So Beachbody's kind of like the envy, apparently, at the Drug Selling Association and all these other places right now. I'm going to meet somebody else. And so this whole thing is turning around about how, we're in momentum. We're the only company out there that has the benefits of the infomercial and the branding. When Angie and I were in the hotel room, literally yesterday, Sean T was on Kelly Ripa and, whatever her show is while we're getting ready. And, they're saying, Carl's all about getting the awareness about us. And here's why. Yeah, do you guys know, we got briefed on this on Wednesday. Is anything leaked out about Super Saturday and this new big thing that's coming? Do you guys in the know? None of you guys? Really? Wow. They kept it secret. Well, there's something pretty cool happening that will actually address a lot of the Amazon stuff. And it's actually pretty freaking cool. There's a lot of stuff we get on Super Saturdays. We got it. They'll let 5 stars and above last night on our special call. It's funny. They wouldn't tell us. They wouldn't tell Angie and I were meeting with all these people on Tuesday and Monday, Tuesday, Angie, and then Carl,
Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday day.
Yeah, day with Carl. We go, we can't tell you what this is, but it's freaking huge. And then Wednesday night, we're invited on a call 4 hours later where they tell us what it is.
They don't trust us, that's why.
Actually, it's pretty amazing. It's off the hook, frankly, I think, in my opinion. And it's going to actually address some of this. So make sure you get to Super Saturday. Carl Sacker, when I emailed him asking for some time with me, he said, Blake, all I can tell you is this year is the most amazing year for this company. So they're so excited and jacked about where this company's going, and they're all about exposure right now. They're going. Carl said, he goes, I'm going to be frank with you. He goes, pretty soon, the workouts are going to be lost leaders. We're going to be giving them away. What's going to happen on Saturday is the first phase of them doing that. It's going to be, you're going to see that and you go, wow.
But you're also going to be able to get paid on it. There's going to be commission.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be losing potential revenue from it. They're not going to give it away. Like there's a way. Just go to Super Saturday.
But it's the first phase of what they're going to be doing to address some of this stuff with Amazon. It'll start. I think was it March? They said this is going to be the first.
Yeah, there's going to be test groups for elite and premier and 5-star diamonds and above, and then it'll roll out in March.
So their whole just to give you the big picture is that the workouts are just going to be okay, whatever. You might make a couple bucks or whatever. Their whole thing is because 70% of our business is Shakeology, and that's also residual every single month, that they're basically saying, don't worry about the 20 or some odd dollars on the workout that you might miss. Your main income is going to become from Shakeology. That's the lifeblood of the company.
And other
consumables. So that's kind of the broad stroke, if you want, of all of this. And then they retouched on, what they're doing compared to what a Visalis and Herbalife with the infomercials. I asked Michael, I go, so how many customers? And I didn't divide that out, but somebody smart with math could do it in their head. I asked him while we were in a meeting, I go, how many customers did we have last year that just Beachbody brought in? And he pulled out, literally went into his drawer, pulled out a document, he goes, just over 1 million. So that's insane numbers. Divide that by 12, and that's insane numbers. So anyway, so the big picture is the business is almost kind of being retooled, reinvented, in the sense that the workouts are not going to be like the main thing, because you got, people can do them in they can be done in gyms now. So the workouts are going to become loss leaders in the bigger picture of things. And the whole thing is going to boil down to Shakeology and things like that. I mean, it's still going to be income made for them, but residual, if you're in network marketing, comes from repeat sales. And so they're coming out with additional products that are going to have that. When you see this thing on Saturday, it's going to be a big residual income generator. I wish I could tell you. I'd love to, because it's, when you know stuff, you wanted to share it.
See, that's why they didn't tell us on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Yeah, they told us to shut our mouth on Wednesday night. Somebody else might be blabbing about it out there. I'm sure it's leaked. It always does, but I'm not going to be the one on this call that could be heard by Carl or something.
Well, if you're hosting a Super Saturday, you've got all the details in your inbox from Sandy Budana.
Oh yeah, so Perry's smiling.
Yeah, so if you're hosting Super Saturday, you've got the goods already.
Then they got into just discussing what coaches are doing, and Angie, you can touch on this a little bit. Well, maybe not more on Carl's side, but they said that doing media buys, and here again, this gets back to why our network is going to be such more important than all the other stuff, because they said doing media buys is getting tougher and tougher, and the infomercial business is getting tougher and tougher, and that's why they're really counting on us, the network, for the future of Team Beachbody, or for Beachbody, the main company.
I'll be right back, guys.
They discussed a coach in Canada. So this is where Carl and these guys put, when you meet with Carl, because we've met with him several times over the years, and it's getting less and less time, that you can spend with him. Like, we got 25 minutes with him yesterday. I'm going to shut my dogs up. Anyway, so they discussed a coach in Canada in Canada, you can buy P90X and everything in Walmart and all these other places, and how she's just blowing it out of the water, because here again, they're more about, if you lose a customer somehow to a product sale, get them into your challenge group and then upsell them into Shakeology, and that's the main thing. So then they got into Brandy Bots and all these other ones, which we'll get into in a minute here. The way what Carl works is, if he finds a coach that's doing something, and I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 3, and you go in there and you complain to them, and you don't bring a solution. So I knew coming into this meeting that if we didn't have that, offer the Amazon 25% thing, and we just went there to do a bitch session, he's going to pull out, well, I got this coach doing this, and this coach is doing that, and that coach is doing this, and he did that. Fortunately, we had some solutions, but at the end of the day, he looks at the coaches that are drilling it and driving it, and all these, they're elite and premier and everything, and he's not going to listen to us go, well, you got to drop Amazon. It's just not going to happen. So, and he's got, we'll cover a couple of them here that he brought up. in the meeting that are just killing it, and they don't care about losing a workout sale, even though it's hard as hell when it's a brand new coach, especially if it's a brand new coach. The business model's changing. Shakeology is it. I mean, that's what, or any other consumable that we get paid on. What this led me to do, or think, just so you know, since we do, we do a Coach Basics, now we call it Go Emerald training. And I'd like feedback, but what this led me to believe is what we need to do now is, like, we haven't covered this in our Go Emerald training, Coach Basics, whatever training you do. This made me think, okay, so instead of a coach now, we run them through 28 days of Go Emerald, they get out, but so at some point, like our coach, they lost 3 sales, but we didn't educate them on, here's what's going to happen to you. We have a great company. They spend $100 million plus $125 million in infomercials advertising. They bring in 1 million customers every year. They give them to us, blah, 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 all the benefits of the infomercial side. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose some customers potentially one day to Beachbody 3Pay and to Amazon. But here's the benefit. And I haven't formulated this all in my brain, but it's really to train them, starting with my next Go Emerald training, that the solution to this is to educate them up front that you're going to lose sales potentially, that you might lose the workout sale, but you can still get the customer maybe, because our coach did get all 3 of them to sign back up with her, as a free club membership. So now she can work with them and talk about the benefits of Shakeology and blah, 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 get them on more workouts later on and get them if they buy additional programs and supplements. So yeah, she's going to lose a little bit up front. I'm hoping they're not on the call that I can tell, but they might be. Maybe somebody else. So that's kind of the big picture. I'm going to educate people on our team that this is going to happen. That's the only solution I really have. I'm curious to see what everybody else has to say, and I'll try and get through this, because now I'm going to talk to you about Mark Washington, so we're going to be on here for an hour probably before I'm done. But Mark Washington came to the company. He's the current VP and COO, Chief Operating Officer. Been at Beachbody about a year. This is about coach relations, for those of you that are wondering about coach relations, because that came up to us to bring in, so we did. We got time with, this guy. They said anybody with a C in front of their name, COO, CIO, those guys are like, they talk right to Carl and John, and there's like a handful of those guys, and women actually, that talk directly to Carl, and these are the big guns. This guy, Mark Washington, he oversees all of customer service for Beachbody, all coach relations, all research and development, all human resources, and all Shakeology, and he says that's the one that keeps him up at night. He said the ingredient sourcing for Shakeology is unbelievable. He says it's nothing like he's ever seen. It's the most complex product he's ever seen in his life. And this guy's got a list of accomplishments and stuff that he's done. He looks like a pretty young guy too, but anyway, he oversees all that stuff. His first month in the business, or one of his, just recently, was the launch of a 21-day fix. And let me go back down on my notes. Blew him out of the water. He goes, they had a 3-month supply of 21-day fix that they sold out in less than 2 weeks. And that was one of his first product launches. And he said it just almost killed him. But he loves this because this is what he does. So this guy's he's like some Wagyu. So he's heading up this thing called Wave 1. Wave 1 is a complete redo of our Coach Online office, and it's getting rid of this whole miscommunication system that's going on between Team Beachbody and Beachbody that I mentioned earlier on the call. They're doing, and this guy, he goes, I'm all about under-promising and over-delivering. So they're right now working on something that's going to get all this stuff working so that you can literally go in your back office and you can change your orders and all the problems that we've been dealing with for years. This Wave 1 is going to fix all that. Now, they've tried this for years. When I was on the cab, we were doing this thing called the Big C, which is called the Big Consolidation. We sat in cab meetings for days, whiteboarding all the stuff we wanted, our frustrations and everything, and then that thing, just whoever they hired to do that couldn't do it. So this guy's a little bit more savvy, apparently. He's going to make this stuff work. So the coach relations issues for you guys. So Lance, or what's the guy, Angie?
Lewis Ross.
Lewis Ross. They hired him, I don't know, probably a year ago?
No, a couple of years ago, but Todd's the newer guy.
Yeah. So they had this guy, Lewis Ross, a couple of years ago to kind of run coach relations. Well, as you guys probably know, I mean, he's still there, but they finally realized they needed somebody even bigger than Lewis. And so they brought this guy in, and you can maybe Google him. I haven't done that yet. This guy's name is Todd Montgomery. He's only been there 5 months. He ran the entire American Express worldwide customer service division. And now they hired him 5 months ago, and he's now running ours. And he reports directly, so Todd Montgomery reports directly to Mark Washington, who reports directly to John and Carl and some other people with C's in front of their names. So that's pretty significant. I mean, somebody that runs worldwide American Express customer service can probably do some serious help for us, especially where we're at, since we're just in 2 countries right now. So Mark goes, because we're in momentum and we're doing this, he said that what Beachbody is going through right now is like flying a jet airplane while you're putting it together or building it. That's a pretty good analogy. So he just said right now it's off the hook, but Beachbody's got the money. When we started with Beachbody, there was 87 people in Beachbody. 7 were in Team Beachbody, and 80 or so were in Beachbody. So they just recently surpassed 700 employees. That's running this massive machine.
Yeah, and that's not including coach relations. That's just
Coach
corporate.
Relations has 900 people right now, over 900, and they're hiring more every day. So this is not a small deal, obviously. If they're putting that kind of money and that kind of people behind this, they're not hiring the cheapest people on the planet. They're hiring top-notch people. But we're in momentum. And like I said, they're throwing everything they can at it. They're bringing in the right people. They got the money to do it. But we're going to have problems for another 6 months probably. Mark's current under-promise, over-delivers. The coach relations will be much better in 6 to 9 months. And that's trying to do an under-promise and over-deliver statement. So meaning that we're going to have problems between now and June still. But coming sometime around June through September, things are going to get better. And he says, and I guarantee you a year after that, it's going to be way, way better. So because we're trying to build the airplane while we're flying it, it's just going to, we have to deal with it, and this is where people that stick with this and find the positive thing to, your coaches and stuff like that, and people stay on board, because we've been through companies like this, not at this level, at this speed and this much momentum, but we've been through companies like this, and when they do break through and get it, it's insane for us and the company. 21 defects. He said if you want to get a small glimpse, we haven't done it yet because we just literally got back from our trip a couple hours ago. Check out Ultimate Reset website. He says that's a small idea of what this new Wave 1 is all about, because they're testing it on the least active websites. So our Ultimate Reset is the least active. So they're testing this new Wave 1 stuff, and he didn't really get into specifics because our time ended with him.
He said kind of it was like how the e-commerce was going to run and how the look was going to be. And
yeah. So we asked about the Coach Online Office. Is this going to be part of Wave 1? He says yes, but may not be part of this first round, meaning our Coach Online Office, even though it's got some bugs and hiccups and stuff, it may not be the...
Trust me, people, I was pushing big time for being able to update and change your credit card information and change your home direct orders and actually know what your home direct orders are, especially for people with multiple business centers. It gets a little confusing. So we were really, and he agrees, he knows that's going to be a big one. And he knows also that once they have that system in place, that's going to alleviate a lot of unhappy, disgruntled customers and coaches, and that will take a lot of pressure and heat off of coach relations and a lot less problems.
Okay. And then, let's see. So really important, you guys, when you get those feedback things from...
Surveys.
Surveys, thank you.
Anybody getting surveys? Raise your hand. Anybody getting any surveys?
really, 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 really important that you send those in. They said they read every single one of those, good and bad. So, and they really appreciate you send in good ones too, because it's probably a lot easier to bitch when you've had a bad one than when you get a good one. So they pay close attention to those. They're actually putting in a reward incentive merit system in. So if a customer service rep gets, thumbs up from a coach or several of them, then they're going to get rewarded, compensated, moved up the chain and things like that. So it's really important you fill those out and not just if they screw up. But,
yeah, and those surveys are linked to the actual customer service rep.
Yeah. So closing out here, and then we'll open it up, like you said, for you guys. We met with Carl, we were told we'd get 15. We got probably about 25, and he was actually putting somebody else off because Philippa kept coming in. He goes, nope, not yet. He wanted to finish talking with us, so that was kind of nice. And Angie, you can jump in because this is a little bit lighter. I didn't get as much detail because Carl talks, as you guys don't think, like really fast, because sometimes it's really hard to hear me. He's like so passionate. He's like talking just like this, and sometimes I'm like writing like this, going. Anyway, so it was like.
Yeah. Well, what he kind of really hit home to me is, how some of the successful coaches are really working social media. And I know a lot of you guys are on here, and I can't see everybody that's on here, but I sound like Romper Rip. I see Ted, I see Karen, I see Ray, I see Perry, I see, Carla, so you guys are you are freaking phenomenal on social media, and I'm a dork. I struggle with social media. I'm a little overwhelmed by it. So this just might be preaching to the choir, but he kind of talked about Melissa McAllister, Amber Scott, just to name a few. And I don't know if you guys were on the surge, but Mindy Winder blew my mind. I'm so glad we got to sit and watch it live. It was really interesting. But he talked about, just how they're, how they are on social media and, how they work blogs and how they work their posts and how they're very unapologetic and we've heard unapologetic from Denise Needham, Michael Neiman, Jeff Hill, Carl Deichler. These top coaches are very firm and unapologetic about getting people, if you want to do the workout, if you want to be in this group, by golly, you need to also have Shakeology. You need to have this, this nutrition. And so they're able to really, and I haven't followed them yet. Like I said, we just got home. So I'm going to go and I'm going to follow Melissa. I'm going to follow Amber and Mindy, and I'm going to see what they're doing. But a lot of them are just even starting out with these 1 week or 2 week free challenges where they do 5 sit-its one day and 16 jumping jacks the next day or whatever, and here's some meal planning. And it was just kind of interesting what they do to pull people in. And, and I know you guys all know I have breast cancer, and I've really struggled with sharing that story on social media. And, but I'm learning from all of you guys and all these people the importance of, this is how you bring people to you that resonate with you, but I still struggle with it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that yet. But so you guys are probably already following awesome coaches like this. And I know, like I said, you guys are already doing a lot of this on social media. But the numbers he gave us for some of these girls are staggering. Like, it's insane what they're doing. And they don't, Mindy Winder lives in Peoria, up in the Ozark, or I don't know where she lives, but, these girls don't live in big communities. They're working strictly on social media, and I don't know what their mojo is, but he said they have a way of getting attached to these followers, and he basically said they grab them by the scruff of the neck, and he just, I don't get that, so I've got to follow them, but and see what they're doing, but
it's more of like they basically say, look, you want to be in this group or not? I keep hearing you talk about it. Where's your credit card? Let's get you going. They're just very direct.
And it's about Shakeology. It's not even really about the fitness program. Go ahead, go get, Body Beast from Amazon, but get your Shakeology for me, and let's get this thing started. But if you're not ready, I'll just check in with you later. And so they've developed some pipeline of followers that like that rough not rough, but, you know, that kind of in your face, you know, are you going to do this? Are you going to poop or get off the pot kind of thing? So it was just kind of interesting sitting with Carl and having him kind of give us some real live examples of some coaches who really use social media to drive their challenge groups and to sell their Shakeology. So it's kind of interesting for me. And like I said, I know a lot of you guys already do that and you're so good at it. So I'm the newbie here on that.
Yeah, and their thought process is they know that if they find one, because you can find these customers out there somehow, but they said basically if they find somebody's bought something off Amazon or Beachbody, I've got some ideas, I haven't tested them yet, but they basically say, I know they got a credit card now because they bought off Beachbody and they bought off Amazon, so I know this person's already dropped down some money and they're not going to give me some I don't have any money bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's their thought process, is that they find an Amazon customer, because they're out there, I just haven't figured out what they're doing to find them, which I will, because that's what I like to do, is marketing. Now here's some other things that they say. So when they do find these customers and stuff like that, they go and try to get them into their group or try to get them to purchase Shakeology or something. They say things like, you know, have you ever failed at anything in your life? Maybe like your New Year's resolution? Well, it's probably very likely you have the chance you might fail at this doing your new workout that you just purchased if you don't have a coach like me to help you out.
And that's what these are these coaches, what they're saying to the Amazon customers and the Beachbody customers,
yeah,
or the pirated customers.
Yeah, I mean, or the ones you know, those customers. You know, Amazon and Beachbody, even though you bought their workout from them, you know what? They can't you get this amazing product that I have called Shakeology. Let me explain what Shakeology is, and then they go through and explain that, and then that person now goes, wow, listen to this, the Shakeology thing, but they then go, you know what? You need the complete package, not just the workout. You need the Shakeology. You need me as your coach. That's what's going to make this successful for you. If you don't get this package, if you don't join my challenge group with me where I can help you out, chances are you're going to struggle with succeeding with just your workout.
And that's like verbatim what Carl said. So it's kind of interesting.
Pounding his fist and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. El Jefe was in the mode.
Yeah. Then they go, do you want to succeed or not? And then you get them in a challenge group. So these girls that are just crushing it right now and don't give a crap about the Amazon thing and the Beachbody 3Pay thing, they're just finding these customers out there and going down this little scenario. You can put that into your own words. I can put this up on our TFR page, and you can have all my notes because it's all typed in Word, and you can kind of get that stuff if you want. Here again, from Carl, the workouts are going to be lost leaders. So just knowing that, just like we didn't have, when we first started, to put that in perspective, when Angie and I first started this business, there was no thing called Facebook. There was no thing called Twitter. We had no Shakeology, stuff like that. You've heard that story, so I won't beat that into the ground or anything like that. But technology and stuff is changing. What you're going to see Saturday is technology changing. It's the first phase that's going to shift this entire business model in a big way. Perry's still, you watched the video, Perry? He knows. Oh, okay, he was on the call. So, yeah, so it's going to shift. So it's going to take away a lot of what we've talked about tonight and a lot of what people are struggling with when you see what's coming out Saturday at that Super Saturday. Anyway, with that, we've been on about an hour. We want to open it up for you guys. So if anybody has a question, I don't know how we can, I guess hit me up on chat. If we unmute the line, it's just going to be insane. I can try it, but it'll just be background noise central, and a lot of you guys are multitasking. So, oh, hey, Cody, you are there. So if somebody wants to ask a question, if I can see you on video, raise your hand. If not, hit us up on chat, and I'll open up your line just so we keep it quiet. If not, we can close her out. But if you have questions on anything we talked about for the last hour.
Ray, I asked about new supplements, and they said they are working on stuff, but they did not allude to anything of what that was. They're not telling. They might be saving that for Summit.
So anybody, question, comments? I'm losing my voice from all the talking we've been doing this week.
Oh, that's right. You know what? How silly of us. Perry's a 5-star diamond coach. He heard it from the horse's mouth last night.
Yeah.
He's just like us.
That's what he said. Here's a text or a chat.
Can you be an affiliate for Amazon and a Beachbody coach at the same time?
I am. Now, I haven't read the PMPs lately to see if...
well, you didn't get your hand slapped by Michael on Monday when you told him you were.
Yeah. So, right now you can, as far as I know. You might want to check with the PMPs, policy and procedures, and make sure. Because you get paid 10% right now. Hopefully they'll be able to bump that up to 25%. We must have done a good job because nobody has any questions after 3 days worth of talking. Okay, well, we can close it out. So, what if you guys, anybody interested in these?
Yeah, Carla said yes, post them.
Okay. I'll put these on our Team Fit Revolution page. Perry, if you want them, I can send them to you. It's just the notes from tonight. Okay. Because Perry's one of those cross-line coaches. He's not in our team.
But we love him. We love our Perry.
But he's a Boise boy. Stuck in Canada.
Yeah, that's okay. We're all going to get together in Cancun. All righty. Well, we'll let you guys go. And, yeah, I guess we'll all see the white of each other's eyes in Cancun in April, right? Get our tan on.
Yeah, and if you're too chicken to ask your question here, you guys can hit me up on, message me on Facebook or whatever, because you're all part of our team and everything. But hopefully this helped a little bit to kind of clear the air and know where the company is and what they're trying to do, and hopefully it was good.
I thought it was wonderful. Good night, everybody. See you later.
Good night.